birthday, my little Rachel. Happy birthday to you.
Is that good?
Okay.
You like it? What's your favorite kind of cake? What kind is your favorite cake?
That have a cake with me.
Do you like chocolate cake?
Yeah.
Chocolate cake's your favorite?
Yeah. Ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Happy birthday. Wait a minute.
Okay. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you.
Wait a minute. All right, go ahead. Wait a minute. What are we waiting a minute for?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my sugar came in my land. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! You like it? You love it?
I love it.
You love chocolate cake?
Yes.
Well, I have to, hey, he's my son, and I have to admit, is that not adorable or what? I think somebody said, I see Betsy said that, Holly said that.
He was so cute.
He was so cute when we got him. He was 15 months old when we got him, and he came with his little brother that was 3 years old.
He was mean as a snake.
And Anthony was mean as a snake. You would never believe it. We had to, he got counseling twice a week for behavioral counseling.
He was so mean.
He was mean, cute. But he was cute, and he had those little fat cheeks. And now he's skinny as everything. He's 65 pounds and 11 years old, and you'd never would have thought he had those little fat cheeks like he did back in the day. But yeah, he is so cute. But that's our boy Anthony, and hey, just right before we came on, we was on a Marco Polo and said this. We're glad you're joining us tonight. We're going to have a great show. So if you're a creator, or if you're thinking about being a vlogger or creator, this is the show for you tonight. We got the traveling Gilberts going to be on a little later on. We got Mike and Betsy with Beach Please are going to come on tonight, and we're going to do some rapid fire questions with them, and then dig into some of their tricks and tips. And you can tell the rum and Coke or it's catching up with me already now. But also, we took a COVID test right before we came on here because I got this stuff going on. I've been, for about a month now, 3 or 4 weeks. I haven't felt well, and all this congestion and stuff in my throat and my head, and Michelle's not been feeling well. So
I've been fine until today. And today I start this.
Yeah. So we bought, when we were going on the Mardi Gras, we bought a pack of 6 of the eMed Abbott test, and we paid $150 plus $35 for shipping, so $185. So I called them this week because we got a cruise coming up in February, and asked them, said, "Hey, are these still good?" And we looked at the lot number on them, and they said no. So we bought them last September, and they ran out in December. They extended them 3 months, but that was it. So they wouldn't. I tried to talk them into, trying to throw the sweet and ice on them, and they was like,
they weren't budging. They
were not going to send us extra ones or any free ones or anything. So we bought another box of them, which they're supposed to be delivered today, but I don't think they're supposed to be here by 8 o'clock. I don't think they're going to be here, but
no.
So we decided, hey, we got home today. It was like, we got somebody starting on our house tomorrow working, going to tear down, remodel our bathroom. So it was like, we might want to test before they come into our house. Cause if we're full of, this house full of COVID and everything, we don't want them coming in here. So we took the test, and poor Anthony was a nervous wreck. You would have thought, Ronnie said this behind the scenes. He was like, Was he pacing like an expecting
Mhm.
father? That's exactly how he was for
He has a
15
timer
minutes.
on his phone.
He was walking back and forth and like, oh, I can't
Looking at our
quarantine from
tests.
school. I can't quarantine from giving mom a hug. I can't quarantine from this, that, and the other. And he was just going back and forth, and he was tore up about it. And if I'd have told him you wouldn't have to go to school for a couple of weeks, he'd probably went, yeah, I kind of hope you do have it. But no, he was just tore up over it. But
Needless to say, they were both negative.
yeah, they were both negative, so that was a good thing. So yeah, so we're okay. We just, hey, there was such thing as the common cold, and
There's all kinds of
all
stuff.
other stuff too prior to COVID, right?
I don't know how I get it wearing that dumb mask all the time, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of people I know that, I know somebody that just recently, their sister lost their husband. They were positive for COVID. Their 2 children tested positive for COVID, and their 2 parents tested positive for COVID. And I mean,
insane.
And that's all happened since in the last week. So there's a lot of people in worse shape than I am. And so our prayers go out to all of you that have went through it or going through it, and prayers go out to you that you don't get it. We're trying to be extra safe, taking the emergency and the vitamins and all that prior to our cruise in February. And that's another thing. So we're sitting in our living room last weekend, and we log into Carnival. And when we log into Carnival, we noticed that it said, hey, you got a room upgrade. So we click on it, and they offer us a chance to upgrade to a grand suite on the Freedom. So I was like, they wanted, it was $800, $800 to upgrade. And we were like, I don't know about that. And then we looked at the rooms. They were like, hey, that's pretty cool. A big old bathroom. It's got the sink outside, and then the big tub inside, and the jets and all that. And then the extra room. There's 3 of us in the room with Anthony. We already had a balcony, and it was $800 extra. The ocean suite was $500 more. So it's an 8-day trip. So I was like, that's $100 more a day. I don't think too bad. Well, then I went back out and rebooked that room, booking straight to the grand suite. It was $2,600 more than what we paid if we would have booked it, upgraded to $800 more. Mm-hmm. So needless to say, we went ahead and booked it. It was like,
we haven't cruised.
We hadn't cruised in over 2 years. November of last year was 2 years. Our cruise has been moved, I think, 4 or 5 times now. So we're gonna go out in style, right? We're gonna go bougie like Applebee's, right? 2 straws and a milkshake. I don't know. We're gonna try it, but hey, let's go going real quick. Let's say hey to everybody real quick. Okay. Then we're gonna jump straight into what's cooking tonight, because that thing is 5 minutes long. That video is 5 minutes long, but it's good. It's really good, and you guys got to see this. This person is in our What's Cooking polo group, and she killed it. And I want to give her all the credit she deserves. She kills it all the time anyway, but she really does. She really killed this one. So we got Tyler, Ron in here. How you doing, Tyler? Tyler, hopefully next week's going to be our guest on Thursday night. We got Billy J Travels in the house. Hello, Miss Holly Ayers, Peg and Artie. How are you doing? Mr. Mike Jackson, Meg W's in here. You help me, Michelle, if I miss anybody. I love all this talking back and forth. Marsha Bryant, how you doing? Good to see you in here. I think that's maybe a new person in here. Good to see you in here, ma'am. And Chris and Laura was seeing the world with Chris. How are you doing? And we got Ronnie and Teresa, the Gilberts in here. Miss Betsy, and I know Mike's probably lurking in the background, getting ready, probably doing his hair, making sure he looks fresh. Got the good boy haircut. The Gaylors are in here. I know John's there. Who else we got? Fordman, Kenneth Oakes. How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing well. I saw Journey with the Gingers in here earlier, and they're getting ready to go on the cruise, I think, again really soon. And Facebook user, that was adorable. I don't know who that is, but thank you. There's Mr. Ronnie Gill. I didn't know he had his own thing. SCT Adventures, how are you doing? I think I subbed to you a while back, but good to see you in here. And they're still talking about Bama and Georgia. That was a good game the other night. Good good to see. I know Bama fans don't want to hear this, but good to see somebody else get a little piece of the pie. And it was a really good game to that fourth quarter. And shocked that the offensive line of Georgia just stepped up in that game, but it was a good game. Just Dave's in the house. How are you doing? CME traveling. Good to see you in here. I may lose my voice after all. Darian's in here with magnificent Germany. Germany with Darian in here. Who else? Michelle, help me. There's Mr. Blaine. How are you doing? I know he's a Roll Tide man. Got to stick to your teams. I don't blame you. Y'all, 7 times out of 14 years is pretty incredible, though. I think something close to that with the Clemson Tide, not Crimson, but Crimson Tide, not Clemson. What am I saying? I'm sick. I'm out of it. Paul Vines, how are you doing, buddy? Still haven't tried that barbecue sauce yet, but I'm going to. I got some ribs to put on the grill really soon. Cruise World, how are you doing there? Saw your video, Mark. Man, that Sweet Home Panorama. If you have not seen that video, Mark and Steph dropped it today. Beach Please is in there too. Cruise directors in there. Members of the ship are on there. That was a great video, Mark. Awesome job today. I watched that when I got home today. Great job. It was one of my favorites you've done, especially on the editing. I love the words you put in there too, but with the members of the ship singing the song was awesome.
I've got to go and see that.
It was, yeah. Sweet Home Panorama. That was really funny. Hey, Miss Claymare, how are you doing in here? And I think we're down at the bottom. Okay. All right. So, all right, we got 23 in the house. We're gonna play this. This is Miss Holly Ayers. Miss Holly Ayers is an awesome cook. If you didn't know this, so I'm gonna play her cooking segment here. It's about 5 minutes long. So, hang in here with us. If you need to get a fresher drink, go ahead and get it, but hurry up and get back because she kills it right here. She shows you how to make fresh, homemade fettuccine, the noodles, and she makes the broccoli and the chicken too. So it's awesome. So I'm going to throw this on here, remove me and throw this up. And then we're going to bring on, hopefully Mike and Betsy will be on here by now. If they're not, we got a backup hitter in here that will pinch hit in for us until they can get on here. But you never know. You never know with our show. You never know.
It was really good. I loved that pasta masterclass at Carnival Kitchens. I highly recommend you do that if you're on Panorama or Mardi Gras and are able. It is fabulous. They have a bunch of different classes, but pasta's kind of my thing. So I'm going to be making the fresh fettuccine. So yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to have chicken broccoli fettuccine Alfredo tonight. Okay, cooking crew, I'm starting the pasta. Carnival Kitchen sent me 2 versions of the recipe. One uses semolina flour, which I do not have. The other uses all-purpose, so that's the one I'm using, and that is the one we used in the class too. We used the all-purpose flour recipe. So let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, I've got 2 cups of flour, and I made a little well. I have another cup of flour I'm going to need later. I have 4 whole eggs plus 1 egg yolk. 2 tablespoons of water and a 1/4 cup of olive oil, plus I'm going to need a pinch of salt. So I'm going to add the eggs to the center, the water to the center, and the oil to the center. Then I'm going to do my pinch of salt, and then I'm going to mix it all up with a fork, and I'll be back. Okay, I've mixed it up with a fork, and now I'm going to get my hands into it and really mix it up and use more of that flour as I need it. And I'm going to knead it until it's a smooth consistency. Anyway, I kneaded it for about 6 minutes, and you can do it longer, but at least five. But this is what it looks like. It is smooth. Your bowl will be mostly clean looking, then you know it's ready. And I'm going to wrap it in plastic and let it sit for an hour. So I will be back in an hour. At this point though, you can put it in the fridge if you're not planning to use it right away, but this is our dinner tonight, so we're using it. Hey Richard, yeah, I have KitchenAid, though I have the KitchenAid Classic. I've had it for a long time. I keep waiting for it to die on me, but it's still working. And then the attachment I use, I'll show you, I just got it all set up. It is actually the meat grinder attachment, and then I have this little kit that has the different attachments for the different pastas, but I'll show you what it looks like. It's on my mixer. I use the meat grinder top to put in the dough. I use this to push it down, and then this is my fettuccine cutter. And then I have the elbow cutter, the lasagna cutter, and the spaghetti cutter too. But and the dough now is all set. It's rested for an hour. It's kind of glossy now. I still have a little bit of that flour, which I'm going to put on before I run it through so the pasta doesn't all stick together. And then I'm going to let it dry for at least an hour before I cook it. It depends on when Mike gets home. I like to let it dry for like 4 hours, but I'm not sure yet what time he's coming home. So yep, I'm going to get this floured up a little and cut up, and I will show you some of the noodles coming through. Okay, it is pretty loud, but they are starting to come out, and I'm just pushing it down. I broke the dough into little balls. Well, they go a little smaller than that. And I put them in, and then the noodles come out, and I just cut them off. Okay, you do want to make sure after you run a batch that you separate them right away, or they will totally stick together, especially if you don't use enough flour. I'm coated in flour. So I run a batch through, I cut it off, I separate it, then I run a batch through, cut it off, separate it. That way my noodles do not stick together. Okay, still going. I'm on my second layer now, on top of the first layer, but when I'm all done, I will separate them because I want it to dry out properly. So, but it makes a lot of pasta. In the master class, they only had us use half of it. They actually threw out the other halves of our dough. I was so sad. But I'm using the full batch because, you know, we like leftovers. Okay, this is my current state. Lots of pasta. It's gonna set for at least an hour to dry, maybe longer. And then I'll start on the chicken and the broccoli and making the Alfredo. Hey, what's cooking crew? Okay, I've piled all my noodles. They are somewhat dry. Mike's on his way home though, so I don't have any more time. Lot of noodles. I may save a little bit out and not cook it. I don't know, we'll see. There's a lot. You can freeze this, by the way. I've also chopped up my broccoli, chopping broccoli. And I have chicken in the oven cooking low and slow with just some kosher salt on it. I poke holes in the thicker part to help it to cook more evenly. And yeah. Then I'm going to be putting it all together, making the sauce. I cook the broccoli in the pasta water. If you're using dry pasta from a box, you can actually add it in the last 5 minutes or so. But since I have fresh pasta that's only going to take a few minutes to cook, I'll just throw the broccoli in afterward. So, and then I'll show you the sauce. Okay, pasta's cooked, broccoli's in, chicken I'm finishing off in a pan. I added some pepper just to get a little brown. I cooked it in the oven though, very low and slow. And then I'm going to start the sauce. Okay, now I'm melting 8 tablespoons of butter until they get foamy. Then I'll throw the pasta in with some of the pasta water and the Parmigiano Reggiano, and that will be the sauce. Here is the finished dish. Mike's is a little fuller. Cannot wait to dig in.
Oh my goodness, that looks so delicious.
I gained some weight on that one, but man, Holly killed that, did she not?
I have never had homemade pasta.
Yeah, mine's always like
Out of the box.
That was awesome. Holly, I mean, how many in the chat thinks Holly needs her own channel? I mean, I know in What's Cooking Marco Polo, I know Sarah has said it. Many people on that What's Cooking has said, hey, Sarah, you got 2 vloggers on here tonight that are coming on. They're going to tell you that, hey, you need to start that thing up. So I definitely think we need to encourage her to start her own channel. So
yes,
please do. But hey, if any of you guys are, type a 1 in here if you think Holly needs to start her own channel.
Absolutely.
But we're getting ready to bring on Beach Please. We got Mike and Betsy coming in here real quick. We got some rapid fire questions for them, like 5 questions. And then we're going to dig into some like gear questions for them for some of you guys that are wanting to vlog or ask vlogging questions to them. We'll try to spend about 20 minutes with them, and then we're going to bring on the Gilberts and ask Ronnie. And I don't know if Teresa's going to be able to make it tonight, but we'll definitely ask Ronnie some questions. And I know Mike and Betsy, I think are going live tonight a little bit later on. So, yeah, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. We know Mike and Betsy are always ready, right? They're always ready for a good time. So let's throw them in here and let's see what we got here.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How are you?
How's it going?
You guys are going. Do y'all not
Thanks
think Holly needs her own channel?
100%.
Yeah, that pasta looked amazing. And in the pasta masterclass, I got to eat all my pasta.
Yeah, we didn't have to throw anything away because Mike just consumed it all.
Yeah, that was me later on that
Right.
afternoon.
And Mike, he wasn't getting his good boy hair ready. He's wearing messy boy
I
hair.
have hat hair. I was wearing a hat all day today.
You're going like you're trying to get the bad boy look, right?
Yeah, he's trying to steal it off Josh. I love that slouch hat you're wearing.
Yeah.
All right. So, anybody in the chat, if you got any questions for him about vlogging, now some of the camera gear question stuff we're going to ask at towards the end. So, I got five rapid fire questions for you guys. It's like boom, 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 and then we'll kind of get into some geared questions. And if people have questions for you guys, we'll definitely let them shoot you some questions. But
May I ask a question first?
Yes.
can you ask it publicly? I mean,
Yes.
it's nothing to do with pineapples or anything, right?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Mike, have you let them have a kitty yet?
Let them.
Yeah, Mike.
We have pets.
We have a pet.
Well, don't forget about.
Now you really put Mike on the spot here, Mike. I you know.
You know, she did get Christmas.
Sloan is back in the kitchen yelling lies. He's not letting us get a cat.
Have a good day.
You see, you live on a throne of lies, like the elf, Buddy the elf. All right, we'll get off.
Okay.
We'll let Mike off. Let Mike off on there, right? We don't
All
want.
right.
We don't want Mike. You know, don't put him in the bad spot right off the
I'm
bat. You know,
sorry.
Mike's a good guy.
I don't doubt that.
Good job, Michelle. She's on the right team.
All right, so rapid fire questions. What made you want to become a vlogger or have a channel? And either one of you can
We
answer it
loved
again.
cruising, and we wanted to record it, so we started off simple and basic. I bought
Do not watch the Splendor vlogs.
I bought a cheap camera for like $100 and no microphone setup, and it was small enough to just put in my pocket.
And you
so-
had to walk around holding it in reverse with your hand like twisted wrong the whole time.
Yeah, it was a good start. I mean, if anybody wants to start making videos, just start cheap and, you know, work your way up and learn as you go. I think that's a good way to start.
Okay.
He knows
So-
everything.
So number 2, what research do you do when preparing a new video vlog? Do you do research before you vlog, or do you just vlog it first and then kind of work it into your editing style?
His research is how to torture Betsy to the fullest extent.
No. Everything's just dramatic for you. I don't research.
No, he doesn't research.
I,
I'm talking about excursions.
I might like brainstorm, but I don't necessarily research. I'll come up with ideas randomly. I'll be just like driving my car, zoning out on the freeway, and I'll be like, oh, there's a great idea for a video or a section of a vlog or something like that. But I just kind of film it all and put it together and throw in little funny clips or little funny sound effects. Or
He really just records us truly and honestly on vacation and then comes home and enhances it. There's no real like pre-thought about we're going to do this at this moment or this or this or this. It's Mach 4 the whole entire time. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Should we eat again?
yeah, I just record as much
Let's
as
get a drink.
possible. And if I could use the video, then I'll use it. I mean, there's some times where I'll just, you know, throw a bunch of video in the recycle bin and delete it, not use it. And there's other times where I'll use most of everything I recorded. So it's just, I like to record as much as possible so that I have the option to use it or not.
Okay. So, how do you, because I think you guys connect well with other people, but how do you make sure, like, I think a lot of people are kind of nervous, like, how do I connect with other people? How do you ensure that you connect with other people? Or do you make the video for yourself and you just hope that other people connect with it? Or how do you, do you
mean
bounce
like,
ideas? Do you create the video and let Betsy watch and you're like, yeah, do I need to cut that out? Do
No.
I have to add this in? Or
Nope. Mike does it all. He does 100% everything. Sometimes I get to catch little sneak peeks, little previews. Very rarely, maybe I've probably seen before a video's posted 4 or 5. Not dramatic. It's usually a surprise to me. So tonight's premiere that we're doing, I only remember what I remember from that day.
Yeah, she hasn't seen any of the edits.
I don't know how after I got dunked in the water, I was so cranky for being soaking wet. I don't know what shows up. We'll see. We'll see how bitchy I look. Sorry.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a little spoiler right there. So we've got a video coming out right after our show. And yeah, Betsy gave you just a little spoiler right there that she wasn't in the greatest mood.
I was soaking wet.
So I had, I put some little edits around there. So there's a little teaser for you.
But we just really just go through the day, and there's no like pre-guessing anything out or planning anything out. He just uses
but
what his talent has given him.
So your question was again, how do we connect? Do you mean like
do you make the videos for people, or do you make them for ourselves?
Is that kind of what you're asking?
Yeah.
We pretty much just make them for ourselves. I mean, we started off putting the videos up as just, our own vacation memories, and it's just kind of been that way, and people enjoy watching them. So we enjoy making them.
Look at Mike or Mark said.
A shroud of secrecy.
Yeah.
No, that's because I'm not. I'll walk by and I'll look at the computer like, oh God, what is that going to be? What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, she always thinks she'll.
Are you making me look awful right there?
Are you making fun of me in this whole video? Every video I edit, that's her question.
Every time I come by, you're making fun of me.
Have you heard that once or twice?
Michelle's like, why every time you're walking behind me, you need to walk in front and let me walk behind you.
Yeah, get that back shot of the boys. They always, don't you feel like they're always getting your backside? Like, ooh, I'm thick today. Woo.
So I'm gonna ask you now one that to a lot of people new vlogging may be a tough one. How do you deal with viewers who dislike your videos? Who maybe sometimes they give you some bad feedback, or some people can be mean.
A thumbs down.
They give you a thumbs down, or they I think we've all had that. We've all had a thumbs down. We've all had somebody that says something not so nice on a video or something. I don't know if maybe you guys have never had that. I don't know, but have you ever had that situation, and how did you deal with it? Or you just kind of shake it off, it doesn't bother you? Or if you got somebody new vlogging, what kind of advice would you say to them, or how have you handled it?
This sounds like a job interview.
I'm interviewing Mike for the next position for us.
Yeah, well, everybody gets thumbs downs. We don't get too many of them. They don't really bother me because I know that it just means that YouTube's putting our video out there for everybody to watch. And so I kind of look on the positive side and say it's a good thing that our video is being pushed out there for a lot of people to watch, and hopefully most of the people like it. And you can't please everybody. I mean, we work in customer service for
majority
for our jobs, so we know that it's impossible to please everybody. But
you could always take someone tells you something negative. You can take that and go, okay, cool. Maybe I won't do that as much next time. And spin it as like a constructive criticism. You could learn.
I mean, but
from the haters.
We have had some jerk comments. I don't tell Betsy about all of them.
No, because I would feel truly personally attacked and dwell on it for the next 3 weeks.
But I mean, the most recent jerk comment that we've had was a guy who commented on one of our Horizon vlog videos. And
what did he say?
He said,
it's like, what do you say?
I'm pissed.
Let me think. He said this video is dry and old or something like that.
What video?
I think it was like the bar crawl video, and then I replied.
The bar crawls are
That was actually a good video.
I replied. I said, "How so?" And he said, "Stale content."
We were jammed 47 people into an elevator. That
Yeah,
was
that elevator footage.
I probably shouldn't have, but like I commented back because he had his own channel and it was just nothing but like chasing Pokemon.
Were you a hater?
Pokemons on cruise ships, like
Pokemon Go?
yeah.
Don't even.
But then I deleted it, so it's gone, and I kind of regret fighting back. I shouldn't have. I should just keep my cool and just save face and just let it go, because you know there's going to be trolls out there. So I shouldn't have. I kind of regret it, but
I don't regret it. You deserve it, Pokemon Chaser.
That's okay. He can chase Pokemon if he wants to. It's his life. It's his channel. You can cruise how you want to. Just how we always say. Cruising is yours to make whatever you want of it.
You can do everything or you can do nothing.
Okay, so real quick, this is question 5, and then we'll get into some of your cameras and stuff. Which of your videos has the highest number of views, and why do you think it does have the highest number of views?
Sail away videos, 100%, and probably Miami.
I don't know which one has the highest views, but it's probably one of our boarding a ship or sailing away.
I think by Miami.
I think a lot of people search for those kind of the ship title or the ship name and the ports and all that kind of stuff. And they find the videos, and when they see the boarding this ship or sailing away, that they click on that. And that's where we get most of our views. We get a lot of subscribers from those views as well, from those videos as well.
It's funny because our boarding videos will get tons and tons of views, but then our next ones will get,
they'll trickle down
150 or so. They'll build slowly, but the boarding ones are like,
yeah.
But I think By Miami is our best video.
I don't know.
Okay, he's gonna look right now. By Miami, what ship was that?
That was Sensation, but that's not our biggest one anymore.
Okay, well that one was for a long time. Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Peg knows what's up.
Peg is a great moderator.
It's okay. You know what? Our best video is Cooking with Pam. She's quite a star.
She was great at Christmas time on our show with Santa Claus.
Yes.
I mean, I went back and watched that one. She did awesome.
She's a hot mess, but we love her.
That's right. I forgot she was on with Santa.
I can't see Michelle and Mike, so it's stressing me out.
All right. So let's get into some gear stuff here. So what kind of camera and what kind of mics do you use?
So my main camera
have them?
for the last cruise and for Horizon and Panorama was the Sony A6300.
Okay.
And the microphone I have on it, it's just this little guy here.
That is little.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
You don't need that big beast thing that people carry around.
Yeah,
or I guess I'm just loud enough.
I want to get a new one for my Sony because this one is way too sensitive in the Sony, but it works excellent in my my GoPro.
Is that directional or is it front or back? Is it directional or is it whichever way you plug it in?
It's every direction. So it picks up. It looks like there's just a little pickup on the front, but it goes every direction.
Okay.
Which I like. So when your camera is facing you, the sound sounds exactly the same as if it's facing away from you. But this camera is great. I love it. I bought it off eBay for $700. So working my way up from the $100 one that I started with when I started YouTube.
Yeah, you went from 100 to 700 real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, not real quick. There's been many cameras in between. That we still have.
Prior to that, we were using our GoPro 8. Which has the same microphone attachment, but this one you need an adapter. It has a little plug-in in order to use the microphone, and it comes with the case as well. And I got the handle that converts into a
Ulanzi rig. Is that a Ulanzi cage with that?
Yeah, it's the Ulanzi.
Okay.
Which I watched so many YouTube videos before I decided I wanted to buy that.
But this is the one that's not good in low lighting, right?
This one's not good in low lighting. The GoPro's the stabilization's lost when you use it in low lighting, and it gets a little bit of white noise too, which makes the camera look fuzzy.
But it's convenient to carry around.
And lastly, we've got the 360 camera, which is one of my favorites.
He has two 360s.
Yeah, this is the 1X2.
We do
It's
not have one of those.
water resistant,
Do
not
not.
water. Like my first one.
It's expensive, Michelle.
But yeah, so it's got the extended pole, so you can hold it way out in front of you.
And you never see the stick, but you do see, like, you'll see Mark's got, I don't know if it's this same one, but you'll see sometimes we've got a fist like this because the camera deletes the stick. So sometimes you're walking around.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you doing some snorkeling, I think, and you had it as well. I mean, it's 100% waterproof, right?
No,
It's water resistant, so you could take it underwater, but only so many feet, and you can only. I don't recommend like holding it for a long period of time underwater because it will start to seep into the battery compartment where the memory card is as well, or the memory card's on another side. But you could still mess up either or. But I did have insurance on it, so I did break it underwater on our Horizon cruise on the last day.
That was
But
some really
because I had insurance, it got replaced for
stingrays,
free.
too.
So.
Or
Oh, okay.
what are they called?
So
Not
the video
stingrays.
I saw in the water, you shouldn't have had it in the water then.
Yeah, that was at half.
Okay. So what kind of editing software do you use on your videos? And then this kind of goes along with that. On the average, how many hours do you spend editing?
Every hour.
How many total hours on one video do you average spending on one video?
So I use Shotcut, and I have a little screenshot for you guys. So you can see in the background here, this is what
I see
my
Pam
video
back there.
I'm working on it. Yeah, that's so that's the intro of our vlogs there with like the little adventure music with the like 1 second. Yeah, with like the 1 second clips of what the cruise is. But it's a free software. It's not ad supported or anything like that. So I love it, and it's basic, but you can be advanced with it at the same time.
He's fast with it now. He's like click, 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 click. Like I'll usually watch, I didn't today, but I'll usually watch him edit like Cocktail Corner, and he just clicks everywhere. And I'm like, how does he know what in the heck he's doing?
Yeah.
But he spends a lot of time.
Yeah,
a lot
so
of time on videos.
I'm pretty fluent with it now, but I'll spend. So to answer your question about how many hours on a day off, I could spend, I don't know,
The
4 or 5 hours working on it. Just sometimes I might not even be in the software editing. I might be on YouTube searching for music or little edits to use within it.
SpongeBob's 7 hour later clips.
Yes. But on days I work, I'll come home and I'll spend like an hour, 30 minutes to an hour working on it. Betsy's nodding her head no.
All right. One last question for those. What was you saying, Betsy?
I can watch a lot of shows. He probably spends like 2 hours, maybe 3 on his computer after work. I don't know if it's all editing or anything like that, but he's over here. And he is a perfectionist. He gets a video out, he saves it, he watches it. Tiny imperfection. Back to the shop. He'll save a video. I've told Holly, I'm like, I think he's on save number 7 right now.
He's got like version 7 on it, going on version 8.
Yeah, he loves it to be exactly perfect. So if there's a spot that has no music, like we had one of the videos come up from the panorama that had no music on a tiny section. It was like a crush to my soul. There's no music.
I was premiering it too, so I had to delete it after the premiere. So I lost all the likes.
Oh, Tony and
views.
Jenny are here.
Hey,
yeah.
it's Lita Loca. Yeah.
So that's a good question. So
Tony
can
and
Mike
Jenny
say the 360 cam is a must for YouTube a couple times so I can casually have Jenny here that accidentally help a dude out over here?
The 360 She is 100% worth it, Jenny. Let him spend the money.
Plus,
Oh
it's
yeah,
a tax
it is
write-off on your
absolutely
business,
worth
right?
it, Tony.
Tax write-off.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth it. One of the cooler shots that I got, Tony, was holding my 360 over the balcony of our room over on Carnival Horizon, and we had the aft balcony, and it got a really cool shot. And I edited it to where it looked like a drone was flying towards me, and then I flipped the camera around. It looked like a drone was flying out to the sea. So I would say, Tony, yeah, it's definitely worth the investment.
Cool deal.
Jenny, just let him get it. And if Tony gets a camera, I get a cat. Cool?
All right. Well, Mike and Betsy, we really appreciate you guys coming on here. We got Mr. Ronnie ready to come on next. We're going to put him through the same ringer. You guys didn't hear all the questions ahead of time, though. Ronnie heard them ahead of time. But thank you guys for coming on.
Ronnie's writing some lies right now.
Beach Please tonight at 10 o'clock, right? Eastern time? And you got a
10
premiere
Eastern,
after that?
Premiere 15 minutes after the show ends, 8:15 Pacific. What's that? 11:15 Eastern.
Don't ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool deal. All right. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thanks.
Bye.
Woo, that was great.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Ronnie's back there in the back. He always has his little tech gear corner every Saturday night. So, Ronnie, you ready to come on back there, brother? I think he's ready. There he is.
Hey, Ronnie.
What's happening, guys?
You are, Mr. Ronnie. You are. You ready to hit this out of the park?
Well, I'll do my best. Do my best. Yeah, because my camera gear and all that. I wish I had some 360 stuff, and I don't know what kind of camera that was he had. Man, I need some of that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes a lot. Sometimes it don't take so much, you know? I mean,
I got a couple of wind-ups here, and, you just change the rubber band out, that kind of thing.
I still got an iPhone 4 that I use. I mean, I don't know what. I think I got a 13 out now. I'm only 9 generations back. But so we're going to ask you kind of quick, like a rapid fire again, kind of the same as we did the Beach Please, Mike and Betsy, and give us your answers, and then we'll dive into the gear towards the end of this.
Okay.
So what made you and Teresa want to become vloggers to start with?
Well, I was a big fan of YouTube before we became vloggers, actually, but I always had a camera. I always, when we go, kind of like the little Griswold, family, I go out and make them point at stuff, and take their picture. And that's what it was, basically, just memories. We were recording memories for us, really. And I said, well, why don't we just put it on YouTube? Let's go. So, yeah, that's what it was.
Where's your sidekick tonight?
Sorry, guys, supper's ready. You see it right there on the screen. She's back there cooking.
So Ronnie's going to say, I'm sorry, guys, I got to leave.
I told her, I said, I'm going to be sitting there going, Teresa, meatloaf.
You got 10 minutes. Mike, you got 5 minutes here. I got to leave. So I asked the same question to Mike and Betsy. Do you do any research preparing for a video vlog? I mean,
Not
ahead
really.
of time, do you do any research of an area you're going to, or something
really,
you're preparing
as far
for?
as vlogging goes, we would, like if we're on a ship or something, maybe this restaurant, I'm gonna vlog this us going to this restaurant or something like that. But as far as it, YouTube didn't steer me where I'm going. We go do our thing, and then we film it. If it's good to put out, we'll do it. If not, we just won't. So that's basically what it is.
So you probably on this question then too. I mean, do you worry about, or do you care about how you connect with the audience? Then
I don't want to offend anybody. I don't, I don't want to offend nobody. I mean, I know sometimes language can get a little rough, or I know, like for instance, when we were in Wyoming, we went through this little tunnel, and it had graffiti art. I mean, street art on the wall. And I said something. I think it was the name of the vlog was like graffiti art or something like that. And boy, I got slammed in the comments. That's not graffiti. That's street art, And it just blah blah blah. I left the comments on there. I'm like, oh yeah, you're good. It is what it is. I misspoke, I guess, but yeah, it wasn't a big deal to me. But some people take things different. Everybody's got something to complain about most of the time, so it's fine. I mean, I don't really worry about it too much. Like I said, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings for sure. But
I had somebody recently, and Michelle, I didn't tell you this. I had somebody
Oh,
last
no.
week come on. One of my most popular videos is how to make Lexington style barbecue sauce. I think I got about between 15 and 16,000 views on it. And a guy came on and he said, the sauce looks really good, but that's not Lexington style barbecue sauce. And I was like, wait a minute. I grew up near Lexington, North Carolina. This has been passed down in my family for several generations that lived in Lexington, North Carolina. And you're telling me, so I came back and asked him, I said, where are you from? Oh, I live near Lexington. That's not what's in the restaurants out there. I said, yeah, because they add water to it and they water it down to save money. And I kind of pushed back on him a little bit, and he actually lightened up on me. He says, oh, I live down in North Myrtle Beach now, and it's been years since I've been there, but but it really, it kind of made me mad because I was like, man, you're sitting there hitting me up on my video, and I grew up there, and supposedly that guy did too, but he ended up being nice towards the end of after about 6 or 7 back and forth, but it just hit me the wrong way. I mean, normally I don't, things like that don't bother me and I let it go. But when you're talking about where I grew up,
exactly, yeah,
it's something near and dear to my heart. You don't talk about my barbecue sauce.
I hear you.
I know you may not like vinegar in your barbecue sauce if you're not from around here, but you don't talk about, okay.
We're going to get him riled up
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like somebody from New York saying, that's not gumbo. I'm like, hey, wait,
Right.
Come on, man. Yeah.
That's not New York style pizza. People
Right.
get upset about that.
Yeah.
So that kind of goes back in this next question. How do you deal with viewers who dislike your information, your videos?
I'll tell you, I live in Louisiana, as you know, and we vlogged the Myrtles Plantation. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted, destinations in America, that kind of thing. And, it's a slave plantation. I mean, there are a ton of slave plantations here, and that's the comments. There was a couple of comments, they're making money off of the blood of whatever. It got in depth, but it was like, we were just there to see the spooks,
Right.
But you run into that kind of thing, not thinking about somebody else's point of view, and you just got to roll with it, because nobody's forced to.
Now I got to unsub to Blaine's channel now. All right. So, which of your videos have the highest number of views, and why do you think it does?
The Myrtles Plantation. It does. I mean, I'll tell you, it's a destination everybody knows about. It's just like if you went to Mount Rushmore, if you went to the Grand Canyon, or you went to, the Winchester House or whatever, everybody knows about it. And I think that's probably why it gets the views it gets, you can go to Gatlinburg, and you'll get, 1,000 views for, whatever. But that's basically what it is. I mean, I actually came across, I think it was the 25 most haunted places or something, some big YouTuber. I mean, he had like almost 1 million subscribers. And I was sitting there watching him, but I wasn't watching it. I was sitting there playing on my laptop, and I looked up and I saw the Myrtles Plantation, and I went, that sure did look like my footage. And anyway, I backed it up, and sure enough, in the corner, it said the Traveling Gilberts, and it was my footage. So that was a surprise.
Wow.
So you took that as flattery and not being upset.
Yeah, Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, I was like, dang, I'm on, I'm on this shit. That's cool on this.
Yeah, I mean, there was some weird things. If you haven't seen that video, go check out the Traveling Gilberts video.
Yes.
Michelle and I watched it a couple of times, and then we were getting ready for you guys to come on our live for an interview. And there was some weird things happened when I was trying to cut parts of that video off and edit it. And also some things happened weird on Marco Polo. You remember that?
Yep.
And I started playing some things for Michelle on the video, and I was like, how did this end up happening on the video? And it was just some weird stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head what happened, but there was some weird stuff that happened.
The spooks.
So let's get into some tech stuff here. So if anybody in here has been thinking about, watching this on a replay or, anything down the road about, hey, I'm wanting to create my own channel. I'm wanting to, vlog.
The first thing I would do is if you love it, do it. If you love it, because it's work. It takes time out of your life. I mean, it takes a lot of time to edit videos. I don't mind carrying a camera around. I love carrying a camera around. I love editing. I love all of it. I mean, it's peaceful to me. I can sit there and you can lose time on it real quick. But first thing, that's what I would do. If you don't want to put the time in, I wouldn't mess around with it, But it's fun to me. But a good laptop, or if you want to go PC, you can. I mean, I'm sitting here in front of my PC. I do a lot of the editing on my laptop, But yeah, it's great stuff, man. If you love it, do it.
So what kind of camera?
One thing I would like to add, Mike, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million subscribers or 1 subscriber. I mean, no YouTuber is more important than the other YouTuber as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you're putting your stuff out and you like it and you like the stuff that you put out, don't listen to everybody else. I mean, you do your own thing. And, there is no academy of whatever. I graduated from YouTube, whatever. I mean, somebody got lucky and done it this way, and some people work at it, and other people just, hey, it is what it is. And that's kind of what we are. It's something I just love to do.
So what kind of camera and mics do you have?
My first camera is, I still use this camera. I love this camera. It's the Canon G7x Mark Ii. And it's got the flip screen.
A lot of vloggers still use that.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, other than the mic, it's at the top, and it does catch wind noise. That's why you got to kind of put the dead cat on there. But great pictures, great everything. It's good in low light too. When I first started messing around, we bought that camera. Of course, that was a lot of money for that camera at the time, and of course, I wanted a GoPro. I want a GoPro. I mean, they had just come out kind of with the GoPros and all that kind of stuff. And I could afford the GoPro and that camera because my wife's going to kill me. So I looked at YouTube, of course. I was like, what kind of camera can I get, to go underwater or whatever? Like $40, I think it was. I bought this Cam Park little cheap whatever. Came with like 1 billion accessories, and it came with a little waterproof, you shove the camera in there. Still works good. Great little camera. I mean, you just it's kind of muffled on the audio, but yeah, great pictures, great video. I actually have a couple of vlogs out. It's got footage of this little camera, and it was great.
I did a comparison. I had the GoPro Hero 5 in that Cam Park. I think it was a something. I can't remember the number on it. And I've got a video out on that where I compare them side by side. I put them on an ATV or SUV and drive through the woods with them. Same footage side by side. And you can't hardly tell the difference in them, believe it or not. And I've had a lot of people message me on there and say, did you really switch and put the GoPro on this one and that one? I was like, nope. Yeah. And I paid $50 for that one. And I already had the GoPro 5. I bought that one as an extra one. So that way, when we went and did snorkeling, we would have two. We'd have the GoPro and that one in case something happened to one of them.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it's a great little camera. I mean, I enjoy it. But it was like I said, it was the cheapest thing I could afford at the time. But yeah, some guy compared it to like 5 different ones, and this was the one that came out on top. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. But pretty cool. And then let's see, I have Teresa has Osmo Pocket.
Okay.
Osmo Pocket 2. She hadn't done a whole lot with it, but it's crystal clear. I mean, it's great stuff. The other one is, of course, my GoPro 9. Love the GoPro 9. Great. And then just recently, we started using my phone, which is the Samsung S Ultra or whatever. Got like a billion cameras. You can do all kinds of things with this. I mean, it's got modes where it actually has, you can be filming, and then you can have a little square at the bottom with it looking at you, so you can sit there and interview kind of thing.
It's kind of like a selfie mode, huh?
Right. And there's all kinds of things. There's more stuff on that camera. I can't even tell you everything that's on this camera. See if I can pop it up just real quick, show you the menu. I don't know if you can see that menu. Kind of.
Wow.
And it's like a billion different things on there that, you can do. And of course, gimbals and handhelds. I mean, all those kinds of things you just add on, as you can afford it. I got a couple in my wish list. I think my wife might be watching this. I got a couple of wish list things. I would like a
You always got to put
zoom.
those plugs in, right?
Absolutely. I would like a super zoom, one of those big ones. I wanted the RX, whatever, Sony RX, whatever, but it's like $1,700. But there's a Canon 70D, I think. It's like $700. So,
Wow. So evidence she doesn't like that. She says I'm out. So how many hours? What kind of editing software do you use? And then about how many hours do you spend per video editing?
I use Filmora. I like Filmora. I got the little lifetime plan or whatever. Every once in a while, you can upgrade to different little things and stuff, but I haven't had to do that yet. It's got a lot of music on there that's free. And of course, everything else is
I use Filmora too. I like it. I really do.
Yeah, it upgrades ever so often. I think it's on like 10 something or 11 something now. And I started at 9, and every time it does a little bit extra, a little bit something, a little more. And I'm not the greatest vlogger. I'm not the greatest editor in the world. I'm still learning as I go, and I try to learn something every time I do a video. Try to learn a little something extra. And yeah, it's easy peasy. It takes about, I guess, once you get all the footage of the vlog that you want down into your software, that's probably the main key, is like just trying to find it all. Because I mean, once you have GoPro footage and you have, your camera footage and your Canon footage, but it's, you got to pick and throw it down in there. That's probably the toughest part. Cutting and editing and all that, that's just a breeze. So I'd say a couple hours maybe for one vlog, for a 15-minute vlog. Now, a 30-minute vlog, it may take, 3 or 4 hours. But,
now, what about music? Where do you get your music from?
If I'm gonna be honest, Mike, I just started using the doggone YouTube music. I mean, I knew they had music, but I have never messed with it because Filmora had so much music, and sound effects and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, Christmas came around, and I was like, man, I really would like to have some Christmas music, I'd like to find some. And Filmora just didn't have any that was free, and I was like, dang. I said, doesn't YouTube have music somewhere? I mean, I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere. And then, of course, and when you go to your YouTube studio, the first little thing comes up. And I'm like, and then, of course, you scroll down. It's the last thing on there. I'm like, oh. So I'm still learning, Mike. I'm just a rookie, man. I'm still learning.
We all are, man. We're all learning. That's what we have to do. You keep learning every day, man. If you quit learning, you might as well give up. So just to let you know, Life is Good is not going live tonight. Hani is going live right now. So you know, we really appreciate you, Ronnie. We hate Teresa didn't come on here tonight, but she's got your food ready. It's on the table for you.
Yeah, that's good.
So thank you guys for coming in here tonight. Thanks to Beach Please, also to Ronnie with Traveling Gilberts. Sub to both those channels. Hit Hani up right now at 9 o'clock. Then at 10 o'clock, you got Beach Please. Then you got their premiere. But you guys have a great one. Ronnie, thank you again for coming on here tonight, brother.
Oh, man, we appreciate you, brother.
All right, you have a good evening. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys again. What a great show. We appreciate you coming in here. Thank you, Miss Holly, for allowing us to post your What's Cooking. If any of you guys want to join our What's Cooking polo, you know, message me on Facebook. And if you got the Marco Polo app, we will add you to that. You can also join our Facebook page if you're interested. And Luvy's Fat Life, you can just do a search on Facebook for us. But I'll be willing to also add you to our Marco Polo cooking. We do a lot of smoking meat, griddling meat, cooking in the kitchen, baking. Miss Nana's Hidden Aprons in there, Sarah's in there. There's a lot of good people, vloggers in there, and it's
Speaking of which,
a lot
we
of good
need
cooking.
to keep Miss Brenda in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, we're not going to go into details with it, but yeah, keep Miss Brenda in prayers. I think she's okay and she's at home now, but definitely keep her in your prayers. Her and Tom, she's back home now, but and doing some healing. But let's think about her tonight too. So you guys have a great evening. Go check out Hani, please. Go over on the Beach Life and hit him up right now. But you guys have a great evening. I'm sleepy. I'm ready to go to bed. Have a good one. Thank you.